But that's because you fools on other networks, which we gonna become fools next year. We be working on that network. But Oklahoma City and the Cavs been balling for 6 months.
Looks like the drama behind ESPN's doors is a whole lot messier than anyone thought. Charles Barkley's fast-track rise, Shannon Sharpe quietly fading out. Yeah, this isn't just some random career shuffle. This has backroom politics written all over it. At first, it looked simple. Shannon stepping back, Charles stepping in. No big deal, right? But now, behind-the-scenes whispers and leaked audio are pointing to something juicier. Jealousy, power grabs, maybe even sabotage. Word is, Shannon may have tried to block Chuck's ESPN deal right when his own spotlight started to dim, thanks to that lawsuit making headlines and some not so great off-camera behavior. And here's the kicker, even with Barkley stirring the pot and throwing shade at ESPN, the network's still rolling out the red carpet for him. No suspension, no warning, not even a slap on the wrist. So what's going on? Why is ESPN going all in on Barkley while Shannon slowly vanishes from the picture? Was Shannon really trying to get Charles canned?
Y'all that for 2 months? Hey, ESPN, I love you guys. Don't try to make Anthony Edwards the face of the NBA. The face of the NBA is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joker, and Giannis. You can't give it to people. They have to take.
So here's the deal. Word from folks close to ESPN says Shannon Sharpe hasn't exactly been thrilled ever since Charles Barkley started popping up more on air. And honestly, it's not hard to see why. Barkley's got that unfiltered charm, massive fan base, and after TNT lost NBA rights, he became the free agent to grab. Meanwhile, Shannon's been under heat, legal trouble, and yeah, the kind that makes execs nervous. One report says the lawsuit came from someone barely 20, which had ESPN watching him like a hawk. Now Mix and Barkley rising fast at ESPN. Shannon's seat started looking a little shaky. Rumor is, he tried some behind-the-scenes moves, quiet talks with execs, subtle shade. Maybe even tried to keep Charles from landing the gig. Yep, full-on sabotage. And here's the wild part, Shannon reportedly dug up old dirt on Barkley and handed it over, hoping ESPN would back off, but instead, it backfired. If anything, it made Chuck look untouchable. And get this, that old dirt. Turns out it wasn't old at all. Fresh stuff people already knew. Still, ESPN didn't blink. Now let's rewind to 2022. Barkley inked a $210 million deal with TNT 10 years, but he told everyone right away, I'm not doing the full stretch. I've got maybe 2 years left. Said he wants a life, not burnout. Then boom, he throws shade at ESPN's grind culture, called out Stephen A. Smith by name, say he's not working himself into the ground like that. Straight up said, that ain't for me. And what did ESPN do? Pulled out the red carpet. Gave him a prime slot in their NBA lineup, full creative control, zero micromanagement. He can say whatever he wants however he wants. But now, it's getting spicy. Barkley's only questioning whether ESPN really knows how to pull off that inside the NBA magic.
Tell y'all something.
Tell me something.
And first of all, I want all the smoke. I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard or anything like that.
I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard. Right. I like that.
Hey, man.
I'm stealing that one.
The Lakers are...
Charles Barkley's not holding back. He's been loud and clear he thinks ESPN's gonna mess this whole thing up. Too many commercials, too many rules. Not enough of that raw, real talk fans love. And it's not just him. Critics and industry folks are raising eyebrows too. Barkley flat out said it. ESPN's gonna ruin this. Let's not kid ourselves. ESPN's got a rep for being polished, corporate, and a little too buttoned up. Everything's scripted, safe, and brand friendly. Meanwhile, over at TNT, they let Chuck be Chuck. No script, no filter, just pure personality. But ESPN, they've got a history of shrinking big voices down to size. If you don't fit their image, you're out. But Charles, he's not playing that game. Remember when he trashed that TNT spin off and called it the stupidest thing I've ever seen? Said it on the record. And guess what? He's still cashing checks, still protected. Even after throwing shade at ESPN for hyping Anthony Edwards as the next big thing before he'd even faced real playoff pressure, nothing happened. No suspension, no public slap on the wrist, just business as usual. Now put yourself in Shannon Sharpe's shoes. He was reportedly negotiating a $100 million deal. Huge, but then came the lawsuit, the messy Instagram live moment, and whispers of internal tension at ESPN. Suddenly, the momentum died. Meanwhile, Barkley waltzes in, criticizes the network out loud, and still gets promoted like a star. Protected, celebrated, even when he's trashing them. That kind of double standard. Yeah, that's gotta sting.
Come on, man. In all sincerity, I'm extremely embarrassed that a very, very private, intimate situation, the audio can be.
Word is, once Charles Barkley found out Shannon Sharpe may have tried to block his ESPN deal, that's when he snapped back on Lev TV. He said he's too expensive and can't be fired. That wasn't just bravado, that was a shot, a message. Barkley knows how the game works, and more importantly, he knows ESPN needs him way more than he needs them. That's when the vibe shifted. Instead of cleaning up his own situation, Shannon allegedly went on the defensive, trying to drag Barkley down to save himself. But let's be real, it's looking desperate, not smart. Insiders say Barkley sees it all, and he's not amused. He's been telling folks he's not here for the backdoor drama. Charles doesn't play boardroom games, but if you cross him, he'll let the whole world know. No filters, no corporate spin. While Barkley's out here locking in big money deals and staying unbothered, Shannon's career, it's starting to unravel. Some are even calling it a masterclass in how to fumble your own bag. Let's talk about the big problem looming over Shannon Sharpe's career right now, that $50 million lawsuit. A woman named Gabrielle Zinga came forward, accusing him of serious misconduct and threats. She claims she was barely legal when their relationship started. Now, we don't have all the facts, and the case is still developing, but it hit hard, and it didn't stop there. Just weeks before the lawsuit went public, Shannon accidentally left his Instagram live running. What people saw, not a good look. The internet lit up. One commenter put it bluntly, Shannon Sharpe ruined his own career. He's got no one to blame but himself. And honestly, that sentiment is gaining steam.
I said even though the name changes, the engine is still the same. And to that new network we coming to, we not coming to F around. And since it's the last show, I'm gonna say it. We not coming to F around. We kicking up, we taking names, and we take.
Sounds like Shannon's heated, and let's be honest, a lot of folks think it's because Barkley just got that big ESPN bump. The jealousy, it's kind of obvious, and it's not just random fans saying that. Truth is, love him or hate him, Charles Barkley is a legend. Always real, always funny, always shows up. And now, he's not just joining ESPN, he's bringing the whole inside the NBA crew with him. Yep, that means Shaq, that means Kenny, that means Ernie. Even the behind-the-scenes team is reportedly sliding over too. Same set, same vibe, just with an ESPN logo slapped on it. Meanwhile, while Shannon's been out here trying to hang on, Barkley's been quietly making moves, lining up what looks like a full-scale ESPN takeover. This isn't some casual promotion, it's a straight-up replacement. Insiders are already saying Barkley's new show could become the centerpiece of ESPN's NBA coverage. And if that's true, it could push Shannon, and maybe a few others, further into the background. Oh, and here's the kicker. Rumor has it Barkley might even get a say in picking the new on-air team. That's not just clout, that's real power. The kind Shannon used to have, but clearly doesn't anymore. And here's the twist some folks are starting to believe. What if ESPN wants the drama? Think about it. Controversy keeps people watching, keeps people talking.
The Lakers, first of all, the Lakers have had a great 2 weeks. He said the Lakers saved the NBA season. That's because them fools on the other network, which we're going to be working for next year, that's all they talk about.
Viewers are locked in, headlines just keep spinning. Barkley and Shannon, trending week after week, and guess who's cashing in? ESPN. It's starting to look the network's letting all this tension simmer, because the drama, it's bringing in clicks, eyeballs, and dollars. Meanwhile, Shannon Sharpe's image is taking hit after hit, and not just in the press. Behind the scenes, insiders say he's his mind no matter, upset that his contract didn't get anywhere close to Barkley's massive payday. Add to that, ever since that lawsuit dropped, word is ESPN has been quietly pushing Shannon to the sidelines. Fewer appearances, less buzz, and yeah, the internet has noticed. One ruthless post even said, "Shaq ain't out here chasing barely legal girls. He earned that bag." Shannon fumbled. Don't hate. Harsh. Absolutely. But that's the tone online right now. People are connecting the dots. And the pattern isn't pretty. And speaking of patterns, let's talk about the next twist in this saga. Because there's one more name Shannon's supposedly pointing fingers at for his downfall, and you're not gonna believe, it's Shaquille O'Neal.
I no job, and I know how, number one, the most important thing is how much I'm going to work. That's been my biggest gripe, to be honest with you. Like, well, how much am I going to work? I mean, the notion that I'm gonna work more as I get older, that's just not.
Looks like Shaq and Charles Barkley are sliding right into the spotlight, taking over the very lane Shannon Sharpe thought he owned. TNT may have lost the NBA rights, but Shaq and Chuck, they landed soft, right into prime positions at ESPN, the kind of seats Shannon figured would be his. And if you've been paying attention, you know there's been tin between Shannon and Shaq for years. Subtle jabs in interviews, shady on-air comments, petty shots on Instagram. Yeah, it's been bubbling, but now it might be boiling because a leaked audio clip just hit the web and it's wild. Allegedly, it's Shaq talking to a known media fixer, someone who digs up dirt on public figures, and the voice on that tape sounds a lot like Shaq saying, "Find me something real on Shannon. I know it's there. I want something that sticks." The fixer's response, "Oh, let me get to work. That one's tough. Then boom, not long after, the lawsuit against Shannon drops, and just like that his media empire starts to crumble. Coincidence, or a calculated move? Meanwhile, ESPN's watching all of this unfold. Publicly, they're standing behind Shannon, but behind the scenes, insiders say he's being phased out quietly. Why? Because Barkley's already locked in for his own NBA studio show, and word is, he's even helping pick the new on-air lineup. That's not just star power, that's real control. And let's be honest, why would ESPN hang on to someone tied to lawsuits and controversy when Barkley's pulling ratings just by being himself? ESPN's future, it's all about bold, big personalities. That's why they brought in Pat McAfee. That's why Stephen A. Smith is everywhere. And now Barkley's the next franchise guy. His name, reportedly all over ESPN's internal pitch decks. They're positioning him as the everyman voice of the NBA, real, unfiltered, magnetic, the exact role Shannon used to chase, and now might be losing. And what's Shannon doing? Word is, he's been scrambling, throwing shade behind the scenes, trying to dig up dirt on Barkley, but it doesn't feel like a smart play. It feels like desperation. So here's where we're at. Barkley's got his deals, his freedom, and a few more years before he retires, riding high and laughing all the way to the bank. Shannon, unless he makes a serious pivot and clears his name fast, this could be the beginning of the end. He had the spotlight, he had the respect, but now, it's starting to look like a major fall-off. Still, don't count him out just yet. Shannon's name still holds weight. He's got a loyal fan base. If he can shake this lawsuit and take back the narrative, we might see a comeback, a Joe Budden-style media resurrection. But make no mistake, his comfy ESPN seat, it's slipping. So let me ask you, was Shannon really trying to take down Chuck from the shadows? Or is this just one big distraction from his own collapse? Is ESPN making the right move going all in on Barkley? And can Shannon Sharpe bounce back? Or did he just fumble the biggest bag of his life? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like, smash, subscribe, and stay locked in. Because in the media game, one slip and it's game over.